No, regardless of independent, which I may do, I mean, may not. But if I go, I will tell you, these millions of people that joined, they've told them. They're all coming with me.
Well, that was Donald Trump earlier today discussing the potential consequences for the Republican Party if indeed he decides to run as an independent. Now, despite signing that GOP pledge, Trump has raised the possibilities of an independent run on several occasions. So how would it, in fact, affect the party? Joining me now, Steve Rogers and Richard Grinnell. Richard, let me go to you. I'm sorry, and Senator Scott Brown back with us as well. Richard Grinnell, let me go to you. You know, we see all these hashtags out there. I've heard people say, if it's not Trump, I'll walk away, vote for Clinton. If it is Trump, I'll walk away, vote for Clinton. But the notion that if there's a broker convention and somehow Trump is not the nominee, does that destroy the GOP?
No, I don't think so. Look, I think Scott Brown just hit it on the head this last block where he was talking about with Trump comes a whole bunch of appointees, and you got to think about that. Look, I think today when Mitt Romney was talking and slamming Trump's record, I think he had a lot of really great points. I wish Mitt would have done this earlier, and I wish that Mitt would have given us an alternative, endorse some other candidate so that we could rally around. But I think when it comes to whether or not Trump is better than Hillary, I think, of course, he's way better than Hillary Clinton.
Well, Steve Rogers, you've been a Trump supporter from day one, and you talk about the emotional attachment people have with him. They love this candidate. So it would be somewhat suicidal if there was some sort of shenanigans pulled on him.
Well, there sure would be. And I can share this with you, that Mitt Romney, in his 20-minute speech, managed to insult and outrage the entire American population, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. He made it very clear to the American people that no matter who you want, you don't count, your voice doesn't count. We, the establishment, will choose the presidential candidate. He, in effect, has destroyed the Republican Party as we know it.
I'll come back to you one second, Richard. Let me just ask Senator Brown, because you've obviously been sort of the voice of reason here, if you will. I know the GOP does the numbers. I know the establishment's not that dumb, even though they live in their bubble and they've missed all of this. Would they go as far as to have some sort of Pyrrhic victory, kicking Donald Trump out, knowing that they would cost them the election?
Well, first of all, Donald Trump isn't going to be kicked out of anywhere. He has the name, the support, and the resources to protect his base and to protect his role. And if he gets the appropriate amount of delegates, he's the nominee, period. And then the decision comes for the conservatives, and people don't like him, and the so-called establishment and others. Hey, you're tired of teaching us a lesson? Because the last lessons we had resulted in two presidencies, Barack Obama and Barack Obama.
Guys,
and if you want to teach,
hold on one second, guys. I've got breaking news. I got to get this out right now. It's breaking news.
Yeah, fire away.
North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has just ordered his country's nuclear weapons to be made ready for use. Kim also says his country will ready its military so it's prepared to carry out preemptive strikes, calling for the current situation very precarious. The Pentagon urging North Korea to refrain from provocative actions that will increase tensions. I want to go back to you, Richard Grinnell. This is you understand foreign policy. We're going to talk about this a little bit in the next block. This kind of thing obviously probably will now come up in the debates tonight. How do we handle someone like this, Kim Jong-un?
Well, look, the first thing that we can't do is keep saying that we're pressuring China to do something about it, because the Chinese have supported UN Security Council resolutions for the past years, and nothing has worked. So China is not our partner when it comes to the North Korea situation. They are not helping us. They are giving us lip service, and they are not pressuring the North Koreans like they should. So I think that it's pretty clear that the North Koreans have been moving towards this announcement, and they've been trying to bully the rest of the world. They see what's been happening to Iran. They see the great deal that Iran got. So why not speak up? Why not try to push the international community and get what they want?
I want to point out to the audience that Kim Jong-un has said that their nukes are ready at a moment's notice. In other words, they are ready to use these things at any moment now. Senator Brown, I know we've heard this kind of stuff from them before, and I think the UN just leveled some serious sanctions against them.
Yeah.
Is this just a ploy for more money? Is it a shakedown, or are these guys that dangerous? I think they're dangerous. I think they'll use them.
Charles, listen, I served 35 years in the military. The last 4 were at the Pentagon as a colonel. Of course they're serious. You know, he's a unstable leader and a dictator who is known to do some very rash and terrible things, not only to his citizens, but has made the threats throughout that region. So, yeah, I take him very, very seriously. And the UN sanctions, we're sending a message. Well, he's sending a message right back, and it's a question of whether we're going to take it any steps further. And by the way, those nukes are always ready in a moment's notice. We don't need to be reminded of it.
Right.
It's going to come up in the debate, and I look forward to hearing what everyone has to say about it.
So do I, because remember, again, Mitt Romney brought up national security and faulted Donald Trump's tactics. So this works out perfectly for the debates. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. This is breaking news. North Korea saying that they're going more on the offensive now. They're prepared to use these nukes at a moment's notice. This is serious news. We'll come back and discuss it. We'll be right back.